All right, good morning, everybody. Today's April 5th, 2024, and it is Friday. And today, I'm dressed in my orange because I'm going turkey hunting today. So, welcome, everybody. I hope you're having an amazing Friday. And let's start with the quote of the day. Ethical behavior is doing the right thing when no one else is watching, even when doing the wrong thing is legal. So, let everyone, mull on that a little bit. That was Aldo Leopold. I have a Leopold hat on, so I figured I would go with that. Different person, different company, but I wanted to put a quote out there about ethics in hunting, and make sure we're doing the right thing. So I'm Joe with Others Electric. Don't forget, I'll do the shameless plug to like and subscribe. Um, Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Trying to get this YouTube channel out there for our marketing, for our electrical business, Others Electric. If you're in the area, you're either looking for work or you are need electrical work, give us a call. But this is our series on Chapter 2, Article 200, which is our neutral conductors. So we're going to start off with the weather. So, all right, the weather in West Palm Beach at 6:34 this morning it's light on 95 and light on the turnpike right now. So, normal traffic conditions if you're in the West Palm Beach area. You got some road closures in Jupiter, and road closures looks like out on Alligator Alley. All right, let's look down to Boca Raton area. Looks like 95 is good in Pompano, all the way up to West Palm into Jupiter. All right, and let's take a look at my traffic up in Palm Bay, Melbourne area. Every day I drive all the way to Oviedo. Looks like traffic is light. Looks like there is some traffic here. I have to look out for that on 528, but I don't drive 528, so I take 520. So traffic is good. Let's look at the weather. And so the weather today in Palm Beach County is a little bit windy, 81 degrees, high at 81, and sunny today. So nothing to worry about today in Palm Beach County. It's maybe a little warm. 81, it's nice though, breezy. It's going to be a nice day, Palm Beach County. All right, let's get back into our series here. We're going to be talking about 200.6 today, and today we're talking about the means of identifying grounded conductors, which is our neutrals. All right, so 206A talks about identifying neutrals for sizes 6 and smaller. So if you've got a number 6, a number 8, a number 10, a number 12, or a number 14, okay? An insulated grounded conductor of 6-aught or smaller shall be identified by one of the following means. The insulated conductor shall have a continuous outer white finish. It should have a continuous outer gray finish. It shall have 3 continuous white or gray stripes along the entire length on other than green insulation. So it could have 3 white or gray stripes on any color. Let's say you got a blue wire. It has to have 3 continuously white or gray stripes along the whole conductor. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So, but it can't be green, as long as any color but green. Insulated conductors that have their outer covering finish to show a white or gray color, but have colored tracer threads in the braid, identifying the source of manufacturers, are acceptable means of identification. it says a single conductor, sunlight resistant outdoor rated cable used as a solidly grounded conductor in a photovoltaic power systems as permitted by 691 shall be identified at the time of installation by markings at terminations according to 206A through A4. These are fixture wires. I'm not going to go into those. Those don't apply to your standard installations. All right, so let's just get into this real quick. So if you're running a branch circuit and you have a neutral conductor in it, and it is size 6 or smaller, so 6, 8, 10, 12, or 14, you cannot use a black conductor and then phase it with tape, white or gray. The code doesn't allow it. Okay, so just to let you guys know, if you're using like a Romex or a non-metallic cable and it doesn't have a neutral conductor, or you want to use one of the other conductors as a neutral, you're not allowed, because you're not allowed to phase anything smaller than 6 wire. Okay, 6 or smaller, you can't add a phase tape to it. The code specifically says that. So keep that in mind if you're running, you're running a range receptacle and you're using 8 wire and you've got 3 number 8 blacks and a number 10 ground in your truck and you don't have the white, you're not allowed to phase that. That's not allowed per NEC. So let's go. Let's look at 200.6b, which is now we're talking about sizes 4 or larger. So A was sizes 6 and smaller. Now this applies to everything else, size 4 and larger. An insulated grounded conductor, which is our neutral, 4/0 or larger, shall be identified by one of the following means: a continuous white outer finish, so it can be continuously white, continuous gray outer finish, 3 continuous white or gray stripes along the conductor's entire length on an other than green insulation, so it can, just like the smaller conductors. All right, now look at 4. So 4 says, at the time of installation, by a distinctive white or gray marking at its termination, this marking shall encircle the conductor or insulation. So that's why we phase things. So size 4 or number 4 and larger, we get a black conductor and it can be phased. It can be a blue conductor, it can be a red conductor, it can be any color but green, and you're allowed to phase it with tape, you're allowed to phase it with marker. It doesn't say, just say white or gray marking at its terminations. So it doesn't say how long it has to be. It doesn't say how much you have to terminate it. It doesn't say you have to go around 3 times. It just says you have to encircle the conductor or insulation. So at the terminations, you can do 1 loop of tape. You can you could paint the entire edge right at the termination. It doesn't have to be 6 inches. It doesn't have to be the length of the cable. It just has to be done by a distinctive white or gray marking at its termination, and the marking shall encircle the conductor. So anyone's ever told you different? Oh, you need 6 inches. Oh, you need, it needs to be the entire length of the cable that comes out of the pipe. It's not true. Okay, so flexible cords. I'm not going to really get into that bit, but because I don't want to just read every little section of the code. It says an insulated conductor that is intended to use as a grounded conductor, where contained within a flexible cord, shall be identified by white or gray outer finish by methods permitted by 422. All right, so just know that for a flexible cord, there's specific requirements. Basically, it has to be white. If you got different systems, they got to be different colors. So if you've got one system in the same conduit, so where grounded conductors of different systems are installed in the same raceway, cable, box, auxiliary gutter, or other type of enclosure, each grounded conductor shall be identified by system. So if you got a 120 volt circuit in a pipe and you've got a 277 volt circuit in the pipe, those which would be different systems. Let's not get into whether or not you should be able to do that or not, but they're just saying those have to be identified by a separate color, so one of them can conform to one color, white, the other one can conform to one color, gray, right? They have to be identified different is what they're saying, okay? Multi-conductor cables. Insulated grounded conductors in a multi-conductor cable shall be identified by a continuous white or gray outer finish, or by 3 continuous white or gray stripes on other than green insulation along its entire length. Basically reiterating the same thing. For 4/0 and larger cables, identification of the grounded conductor shall be permitted to comply with 200.6b. So if you got a multi-conductor cable, you can use, if it's larger than 4, you can use that field marking identification is what they're saying there. And it also says if it's 4/0 or larger, then an external ridge shall be permitted to identify the grounded conductor. So if a little ridge in the sheathing, that identifies it. There are some exceptions. Conductors within multi-conductor cables shall be permitted to be re-identified at their terminations at the time of installation by a distinctive white or gray marking or other equally effective means. So they're just saying you got a multi-conductor cable, you're allowed to identify it, re-identify the cable, okay, at the terminations. The grounded conductor of a exception number 2, the grounded conductor of a multi-conductor varnished cloth insulated cable shall be permitted to be identified. I've never used one of these cables, so we're not even going to get into it. But if you're a person that uses varnished cloth insulated cable, there's an exception to the identification. All right, that's what that's what we got today. I'm gonna go ahead and close this one, and we'll continue on tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a live stream from my phone in the middle of my hunt stand. But all right, don't forget, everybody. The quote of the day: ethical behavior is doing the right thing when no one else is watching, even when doing the wrong thing is legal. I got that quote from he's an old hunter. I'm going hunting this weekend for turkey in Georgia. So, all right, everybody, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and maybe I'll go live tomorrow from the blind. That'd be cool. All right. Bye, everybody.